Yo,
Hey, yo.
what's good?
What's good, brother?
Man, not
Well,
much, bro.
hey, man, same here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep this intro real short and sweet. We're coming down the home stretch of the NFL season, and pretenders and contenders are rising. The Cowboys took an L, the Eagles took an L, and what do you know? Somebody's creeping up the charts that hadn't been getting a lot of respect. And I got three words for that: Skull, Vikes,
Yeah,
Skull. So,
yeah.
without further ado, my name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me is Brandon Hill, aka B Hill, aka B. We are the House Divided. If you've been here before, you know what to do. Come on in, get comfortable. But this is your first time, mi casa, su casa. But whether it's your first time or you've been here before, my boy B Hill got to hit you with the house rules. Get him,
You
B.
got, you guys know what it is. If you aren't already, drop down there. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us, so you guys can become a part of our family. Another thing, if you would, go ahead and hit that notification bell as well. That's going to keep you up to date on all our newest content that we drop when we drop it. Another thing as well, if you like the content that you're seeing, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. That little button that's right down here underneath this video, just go ahead and punch that. And last but not least, guys, hop down there in the comment boxes. Leave us any kind of comments, any kind of feedback, what you think we should talk about, anything at all, guys. Just feedback with us. We would love it very much. As you did say, Corey, there was some big matchups this weekend. The NFL was full of them. You know what I'm saying? You kind of had some of those teams that basically took over. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to kind of let you know, my Vikings, man, we'll start with that. They were getting no love before this weekend. No love whatsoever. I mean, they were 7-1, but everybody was like, "Oh, they haven't beaten anybody." You know what I'm saying? They beat you can't count the Dolphins because they didn't have Tua. Blah 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 blah. So all that my Vikings did with Kirk Cousins, mind you. Now, granted, it was a 12 o'clock game. So that was a big factor. But man, my Vikings 27-10 late in the third quarter was the score of this game. 27-10. And we ended up winning 33-30 in overtime. And man, what it took to get there, the events of this game, and just, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. When it was I believe it was 27-23, whenever they had the ball on their 1 yard line. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
they
remember all of
fumbled it. Josh Allen fumbled that snap in the end zone. Touchdown. I remember I called one of my buddies and I was like, man, that was a hard-fought game by us. But, we came up short. Right there on the goal line, like the half-inch line, like they couldn't get any closer. Little old Kirk Cousins couldn't push that thing over the damn line. You know what I'm saying? So it was just all that stuff. I thought we were done for. My buddy's like, no, bro, go check the game. Go check the game. Y'all just took the lead. And I'm like, bro, stop it. Like, I was like, that's not nice. So with all that, and I mean, the catch on 4th down and 18. I mean, that's arguably, Corey, is it not? Is that not one of the greatest catches in NFL history?
Nah, they've been talking about that catch. Is it better than Odell's? Absolutely, 100%. Odell's was just cleaner because there was nobody on his backside. But you got to understand the circumstances, where the game was, and how he literally snatched that ball out of the guy's hand and then was able to tuck it and not let it hit the ground. None of the events that we're talking about happened without that catch. Because
100%.
that catch got y'all down to the 1 yard line and y'all ultimately didn't get it, right? But on the next play, Josh Allen fumbles the snap. And all he has to do is get that snap and get out the end zone, and it's a win for the Bills. But that 4th and 18 set up all the events that conspired after. So to me, that was a singular play of the game. 4th and 18, dog. And you know where he's going with the ball. The corner had him covered.
Yeah.
Had both hands on the ball. And here's what people have to realize. there's no more debating who the best receiver in football is.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
If there was a debate, it's over. I don't want to hear people talk about if Devontae Adams was still with Green Bay. I don't want to hear about Jamar Chase, who I think is the second or third best receiver. I don't want to hear about Cooper Kupp, who won the Super Bowl MVP and was a Triple Crown winner last year and had a historic season. All of those things are a moot point.
Right.
This man, number 18, Justin freaking Jefferson, is the best player in football. And I had the first pick in one of my fantasy leagues, and I took Jonathan Taylor.
Man,
me and you talked about
thing.
this because you did the same thing, and I said, man, Justin Jefferson would be a good pick. If I can do it over again, dog, I wouldn't hesitate. As soon as they say you're on the clock, I'd have clicked Justin Jefferson,
JJ.
draft. He's the best to me right now, and you can call this overreaction. You can call it hyperbole, being a prisoner in a moment. To me, right now, that man is the best offensive weapon in the world. He is the best offensive weapon in the NFL today, bar none. Don't want to hear anything more about it.
The only one that would have an argument is the Cheetah over there in Miami. He's been absolutely balling, but he's not like as far as like the over. I mean, Tyreek Hill has just got the speed. That's just it. But overall, receiver, routes, catching the ball, just blocking. I mean, the thing that's going to go untalked about when it was 27-10 and Dalvin Cook broke off that 84-yard touchdown, who was out there blocking that second safety so that Dalvin Cook had a one-on-one with the corner? Who did that? Number 18, Justin Jefferson. Out there blocking. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you got a great receiver. Not only does he get the ball, not only does he make plays, but a guy that's willing to sacrifice himself and go out there and block for the betterment of the team. My gosh, man. When you can impact the game like that and you don't even have to touch the ball, that's how special players are done. I mean, that's just how I love it. I'm so excited right now about my Vikings, man. I mean, I told you last week I didn't want to sip on too much of that Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? That purple Kool-Aid. And man, I've drank a few glasses of it since Sunday. I'm super duper excited. I mean, it's just to me, you can only go up from here. And talking in our matchup show, we'll have coming up on Thursday night. We're going to record that. I'm going to have one of my buddies that's a big time Cowboys fan on the show. So it should be pretty fun. We should get on there and ruffle some feathers and do some stuff. You know what we do to Cowboy fans around here, Corey, on the House Divided. You know, so we got to kind of give them that welcome. But it's just 8-1, man. And now can't nobody say that we're not a legit Super Bowl contender, because we are.
Yeah.
That game you go pull up to Buffalo, you come back from 17 down against the quote unquote greatest player MVP candidate Josh Allen, and you win the game. And shout out to Patrick Peterson, man. Who said that dude was washed? Whoever said that,
the Cardinals.
He's still got something left in that tank.
Now, I will say this. And, two things can be true at the same time. I played football for 16 years, 4 years in high school, 4 in college, 8 in the NFL. What you guys are doing is you're showing that you have a lot of resolve, no quit, right? Being down 10 last week to the Commanders in the fourth quarter, being down 17 late in the third quarter. There's things to be said about that. That means that you guys know how to win. That's number one. But number two, if you flip the coin, at some point, you guys have to stop getting yourselves in that position. I love your team. I love what y'all have. My preseason rankings, where did I have you guys?
Number 4.
Number 4. So I've always believed in y'all this year. But you guys, if I was a Vikings fans, man, y'all are scaring the bejesus. I'd be like, good Lord, how many times can we do this?
Every week, dude. Every week I've been like that. Every week.
So while I love the talent, everything that you guys are comprised of, the defensive ends that come off the edge, what you're doing on offense, you guys got to learn how to start games faster. And here's my second point. You brought up Tyreek Hill. I know he's on his historic run. He might break some receiver records. He's partnered with Jalen Waddle. All right. He's got a mastermind over there, and McDaniel. That dude might be the coach of the year.
Yeah.
There's no
Behind Kevin O'Connell.
that too. I mean, yeah, he's up for it, but there's no Waddle opposite of Justin Jefferson, right? There's a reason y'all went and traded for T.J. Hawkinson. There's a reason I have Adam Thielen on my team, and I'm severely disappointed because he just doesn't have the separation that Waddle have and can break the top off a defense. So you have to respect Waddle the same way you have to respect Tyreek Hill, and that opens up a little bit more for him. That's why I'm saying that Justin Jefferson is the best offensive weapon in football. But I'll leave it at that. You guys are what, 8-1 now? You guys are clearly a contender. If you can go into Buffalo and pull that game out, congrats. I like what y'all are doing, man. I said it preseason. I like this team, man.
There it is. There it is, man. We're going to keep on rolling from here. We got the Cowboys up next, so we'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. That's for dang sure. This next game I did want to talk about was the Commanders at the Eagles. This was on Monday night. You know what I'm saying? Last night. The Eagles looked normal. They looked beatable. You know what I mean? They didn't look like Jalen Hurts kind of, okay, this is Jalen Hurts. And I'm not saying that to say that the guy isn't an absolute baller, but, I mean, the dude's been playing at an all-time MVP level. You know what I'm saying? And the way that he is just like year over year jumped and improved and everything. Sooner or later, it's got to be like, man, come on now. Let's have one of those come back down to earth games. This was one of those games. Yeah. They didn't get it. They didn't get anything going running wise. And I said this, Corey, in the matchup show. I told you. I didn't say. I mean, I picked the Eagles to win, but I said they weren't going to cover. I told you this was going to be a tough game for them. That defensive line over there for the Commanders is no joke. And, oh, by the way, next Sunday, they're getting Chase Young right back.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. They didn't even have Chase Young in this game, and they were able to do – and shout out to Terry McLaurin. That man right there is an absolute baller. You want to talk about receivers in the game? You know what I'm saying?
He roasted who I believe is probably the second or first best cornerback in the game right now. He absolutely gave Darius Slay nightmares until they got to play again next year. I mean, just roasted him.
And that was with Heineke. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything special. But Robinson Jr., you know, they were able to establish some run. I mean, you can run the ball on the Eagles. You can run on them. It's been proven. So this is just kind of one of those things. And whenever you're sitting here and you're looking at this, they're 8-1. My Vikings are 8-1. They beat us in the head-to-head, so we have to have a game better record in order to get that number 1 seed. They are at the Colts. I'm sorry, folks, but that at the Colts game, that's not just going to be a walk up in there and get an easy W, especially coming off of a loss and especially seeing how Jonathan Taylor looked last week. That dude's starting to look healthy. Yeah. So I was like, thank God he busted over 24 points last week in fantasy PPR. My gosh, it was like.
We both got him in the league, dog. We were both saying thank you.
Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they got the Packers, which the Packers, we're going to talk about that in our next game coming up here. They just beat the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? You're the Titans. That's no easy game. At the Giants. My gosh, that's not easy. At the Bears. Don't sleep on that one either. Soldier Field. Justin Fields is doing some special things over there for the Bears. So I say this is their remaining schedule. They got that, and then at the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Giants to end the season. Corey, it's realistic. It's looking realistic, man. My Vikings could scoop up here and get this number 1 seed.
Yeah, no, say there, and I'm writing this down. I want you to say their next 4 opponents for me, just so I have this sure. I'm about to make my point, but I want to hear their next 4 opponents one more time.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
They're at the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
versus the Packers. That's a Sunday
Mm-hmm.
night game versus the Packers.
Okay.
They're versus the Titans. That's a 12 o'clock game. And then at the Giants. That's their next 4 games.
Okay. So here's why I think you guys are in a prime position, dog. And Damian Pierce started it last Thursday night on Thursday Night Football. It kind of been starting before that. But Damian Pierce kind of cracked the code on how you want to play the Eagles. And all of what the Commanders did is just follow that blueprint that the Texans laid out. Okay. They cannot defend the run. Okay. What's my mantra, dog? What do I love about a football team? 2 things.
Trenches. Yeah.
Run game, and defense.
Right.
That shit, I'm sorry, that carries
Right.
anywhere, dog.
Right.
Anywhere.
No, you got to
So
have a run game.
I just made you point out their next 4 opponents. Here's the next 4 running backs they got. Jonathan Taylor, who was a Russian champ last year and is getting healthy. Okay. Aaron Jones, who we're going to talk about in a minute, who just lit up the Cowboys. How would you like King Henry on the 3rd week of that? Right? The man who has the most 200-yard games in NFL history out of all running backs. Oh, and then after that, you get Saquon Barkley, dog. How would you like that? Does that sound good? Jonathan Taylor, last year's Russian champ. Aaron Jones, who's a damn good running back. King Henry, the man with the most 200-yard games in NFL history. And then Saquon Barkley, who we all know is a physical freak. And I think he might be 2nd or 3rd in the league in rushing right now.
And here,
for a team that can't stop the run, that is a nightmare.
And here's another thing. Those defenses that they're facing for Jalen Hurts and that offense they have to go up against, those are no cupcakes, man. Those teams got some pretty decent little defenses, each one of them. You know what I'm saying? The Colts, the Giants, the Packers, and the Titans all have a pretty dang significant defense. The Packers are probably the worst one out of those 4, and that's scary.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So, and then we got 3 home games in a row here. We got the Cowboys, the Patriots. Patriots on Sunday Night Football or on Thursday on Thanksgiving. That scares the living bejeebies out of me as a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
That one right there, if I'm not mistaken, we've went through this before. I said that I think they're going to lose that game.
Yeah.
I said that could be where we potentially pick up our 2nd loss. I don't think it's going to be against the Cowboys. I think we're going to absolutely run the Cowboys. The Jets versus the Jets at home, I like my chances with that as well. I don't think the Jets are going to beat us at 12 o'clock. It's going to be a good game, but, I mean, and then at the Lions. You can't never sleep on the Lions, and that, again, it's a division game. It's one of those things. But like you said, you look at our next 4 games, look at their next 4 games. I'll take ours over theirs any day of the week.
Oh, easily. Yep.
So, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. All right, then, man. This next one that we're going to talk about, we got to bring this one up. We've already hinted at it a little bit. The Packers and the Cowboys, man. I'm going to be completely honest here. I didn't see this one coming like this, Corey. I thought the Cowboys were head and shoulders a much better football team than the Green Bay Packers. And here's my thing, and this is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound biased as a fan or whatever. You know what this says to me? Watson, that rookie receiver, just went off 4 receptions for 107 yards and 3 touchdowns. And we got the Cowboys next week. What you think Justin Jefferson about to do today? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I look at things like that, and I see that, and that's what I'm telling all the Cowboy fans. And can't wait till my buddy gets on here on this show because it's going to be a good one. But, I mean, man, the Cowboys, you want to talk about a team giving up runs? They gave 207 yards the Packers put up on them.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones, 24 carries, 138 of them in a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It just could do no wrong.
Yeah, well, they did some wrong. I'll say this: the Cowboys gifted on those 2 interceptions. The Packers a lot of life, and if you go back to the 4th quarter, shoot, they were going up in the 4th quarter, 28-14, and they just couldn't stop Green Bay was on the offense. Aaron Jones was a monster. They ran the ball. Like I've been preaching that a lot of teams should do, run it more because we're in the passing league. So teams aren't equipped to stop that right now. And then, Christian Watson came alive. It was just a good, gutty win. That's why I love the NFL because you can never really say a team's out of it. Shoot, man, they scored freaking 9 points on the Detroit Lions the week before, who has the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL. So you didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming, but you can never count out Aaron Rodgers. And it is what it is. What you got?
That's a little nugget for you, a little history nugget. This was actually the first game since the Dallas Cowboys became a franchise that they lost when they had more than a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they were 195-0.
They've never lost one of these games.
Yeah.
That's wow. And it was against this Packers team
Who couldn't score a lick. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Against a great defense. It was surprising, dog.
I can't wait. I'm licking my chops right now as a Vikings fan. I can't wait for these dang Cowboys to come pull up into Minnesota. Skull chant, horn blowing, 3:25, not Sunday night. I think we're going to run them, Corey. I don't know, man.
I would be careful with this.
But we don't run nobody out of nowhere. I mean, we like to play close games.
Thank God, because I was about to bring up 2 points, so that was one of them. I have to bring that up. The second one was I played football, like I said, for 16 years, and usually coming off a loss like that, the team is more focused the next week, right? So you're not going to get a defense that's lax or lackadaisical because that's what they were in Green Bay. So all Green Bay proved was that those boys on defense, they better refocus, right? Because if Christian Watson lit you up, all the defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn for the Cowboys, all he got to do is put on the tape and be like, dog, this rookie lit y'all up for 3. Guess what this dude number 18 is about to do? And they're going to probably have the hardest week of practice, so they'll be ready. They'll be ready.
I mean, but here's the thing, though. You go ahead and stop Justin Jefferson. We got other guys. There's Hawkins. This Packers team that just put 31 up on them, offensively, on the offensive side of the ball, they don't even come close to Minnesota, dude. Not even in the same stratosphere. And that's with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
Okay. All right.
That's putting Kirk Cousins on the other side, but it's just the correlation of everything around. I mean, dude, Hawkinson the other day against the Bills, some big third down catches.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Big ones. So
we'll get into that one. Save it for the preview show. Save it for the preview show.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I get ahead of myself every now and then. I get excited talking about it. But do you got anything else on this Green Bay Packers Dallas Cowboys game? It absolutely shocked me. I was kind of wanting the Packers to lose so that my Vikings could just furthermore solidify their lead. But I mean, we got division. I know we got it on lock. I know. The last game I did want to bring up here, though, this was the very early game on Sunday over there in what is it, Munich, Germany, if I'm not mistaken, was the name of it. Yep, the Bucks at the Seahawks. And again, I believe that I picked the Bucks and you picked the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I told you and I told you and I told you. Tom Brady on a neutral field. Give me him. Give me him. I don't care 45. I don't care how old that joker is. Neutral field, big game. Give me Tom Brady. Any day of the week. I mean, there's not really much more to be said. You had Julio Jones that made that nice touchdown run, nice little pass and play. But overall, it was just basically Tom Brady being the ultimate game manager that he is. You know what I'm saying? Managing it. He was not going to lose this game. That's just ultimately, you could see that in the game, no matter how good the Seahawks were. And shout out to their defense, too. The Buccaneers defense absolutely stepped up, and they showed out and they balled out against the Seahawks team that has been playing pretty dang good on offense. And they shut Kenneth Walker down, too. So, and not many people have been doing that. So it was just one of those games where it's like Tom Brady lets you know, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. And the Buccaneers, They're in first place in their division over there in the NFC South. So,
Yeah.
what do you got on this one, Corey?
No, man, you was absolutely right. I was trying to bury the Bucks because I'm a Saints fan, and
I
to be
feel
honest, they hadn't really showed me anything that
you.
showed me they were gonna do this. But like you said, on neutral fields, international ground, he's 4-0 now. But you brought some good points up. Number one, the Bucks defense. They're a top 5 scoring defense. That's a top 5 defense in the league.
Right.
All right. I should have known better. I should have saw that coming. Let's just be honest. Bro, my Saints, who are terrible right now, beat the Seahawks 39-32, I believe, like 6 weeks ago now. So if the Saints can beat them, I should have had enough fortitude and like a mental capacity to think, hey, the Bucks could beat them. And I think a lot of people right now, leading up to this weekend, were trying to bury Tom Brady. All right, they were trying to bury Aaron Rodgers. Okay, and both of those old dudes just stepped up, and Tom Brady said, "I'm still here." All right, all they got to do is score points going forward and help out that defense. They got a championship level defense, and at some point, you got to help. It's got to be complementary football. Your defense can't carry you. And so I
Right.
was surprised, and kudos to them. They gained the lead, and now a 2-game lead in that division in NFC South. I was disappointed in what the Seahawks did, but they couldn't. They were literally could not block that front. Geno Smith was running for his life the whole game, and so when that's happening, bro, I don't care who you are. You got the best record in the league. You can't block the O line. O line can't block that D line. You're done. And so,
No, it's a wrap. It's a
yeah,
wrap. Well, yeah, man. It was good. Shout out to them, man. The Buccaneers came to play. They needed that game, and they took that game. So the Buccaneers are looking legit, man. They're right back up in the thick of things. I mean, they're first place in their division, and you got Tom Brady, man. It'd be hard to pick against him against anybody come playoff time. I mean, let's
bro,
just get real about it. As
yeah.
a Vikings fan, if I don't want to see Tom Brady in the first round of playoffs, I promise you that right now. No, no, no,
No, no,
no
no, no,
way,
no, 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 no,
no, no way.
no.
Because that man could flip a switch come playoff time. Everybody thinking that he's all messed up with Giselle and everything right now. And that Joker could come flip a switch come playoff time. It just look like Psycho Tom is returned. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
Gronkowski will come out of retirement or something a week before the playoffs start or something. Watch.
Can I be honest?
Uh,
I think the further we get away from that Giselle thing and his divorce, I think the better he's going to play. So there
I
you
think
go.
there was a lot to do. Do you? I got a question for you. Do you think
Mm.
this is Tom Brady's last year, or you think he's got another one left in him?
No, no, no,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no. He's here for another 2 years.
Ooh. For the Bucks or somebody else?
Anybody, probably somebody else. There's rumblings that he's going to play for the 49ers. I keep
I've
hearing
heard that.
that.
I've heard that, and the
Um,
Cowboys I've heard as well. But the Cowboys are so invested in Dak, I don't know how they'd make that happen.
yeah.
I
I
mean
mean,
that. Plus, that would be whack. I'd rather see Tom Brady go back to New England before he did that.
he said that
You
would
know,
be whack.
that would just be whack. The Cowboys, man, that just wouldn't look good with Tom Brady. Nah.
Yeah.
Remember Terrell Owens did that thing at the latter part of his career, and it was just that it was whack too. I didn't think it looked good.
Nah, it
You know
didn't.
what I'm
It
saying?
wasn't. It wasn't a good look.
You can't jump from the Philadelphia Eagles over to the Dallas Cowboys, man. You just don't do that kind of stuff. So
Right.
we'll
And
see.
you.
But go ahead.
No, I say you can, but it just don't. It's not good optics, like you said. So
It just
yeah,
don't look good. It looks whack.
yeah.
And the
It
Cowboy
looks
and
weak.
anybody that goes to the Cowboys looks whack anyways. I mean, I'm a big CD Lamb fan and he's whack. You know what I'm saying? I don't like CD Lamb no more. So and I'm Boomer Sooner until I die. But is there anything else you got on this game before we hop into these power rankings?
No, let's kill these power rankings. Let's get into it.
Man, power rankings wise, my top 3 teams really haven't changed. My number 1 team, I'm keeping the Eagles. And then my number 2 team, I'm keeping the Vikings. The reason why I can't change that is because head-to-head week 2, the Eagles beat the
Yeah.
Vikings. I mean, at the end of the day, until we play again, That's a cloud that's going to be hanging over my Vikings. They beat us. We can't say nothing else about that. Number 3, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're still looking dominant. I mean, a lot of people probably got the Kansas City Chiefs as the best team in the league.
They do.
I mean, I can't argue against that. I mean, it'd be hard to argue against that because Patrick Mahomes is absolutely playing at an MVP level right now, Corey.
Yeah, he's
So
tearing it up.
it would be really hard for me to bet against that. But if you told me right now, Eagles and Vikings against them Kansas City Chiefs,
It'd be a game.
give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah,
Let's see what
it'd be a
happens.
game for sure.
Let's see what happens. And plus, the Bills beat the Chiefs in the Arrowhead already this year, and the Vikings just beat the Bills. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. My number 4 team, though, red hot right now. I don't think anybody can slow down their offense. The Miami Dolphins. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they're absolutely balling. They got Jeff Wilson from the 49ers back there now. I mean, that's Daniels. Daniels has both his guys from San Francisco. If you think about it, he's got Mostert and he's got Jeff Wilson over there in that backfield. That's absolutely scary,
That's big
folks.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just a big thing there. Number 5, they were on a bye week, but I like where they were at before they went on the bye. The Baltimore Ravens are my number 5 team here. So that's my top 5 rounding out. Number 6, I got the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, man. He's one of the most turnover-prone quarterbacks in the NFL. Nobody talks about that. He threw 2 crucial interceptions, and he fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line to cost his team that game.
Can I say why nobody talks about it?
Why is that?
Because Matt Stafford led the league in turnovers at the quarterback position last year, and they won a Super Bowl. Just saying. So, I mean, it's a little overinflated stat, but that's just a thought.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's a good point, but
yeah,
it's not going to happen. Bills ain't going to win the Super Bowl. Number 7, I got the San Francisco 49ers, man. They're coming along. That defense looks absolutely scary. Corey, scary. You know what I'm saying? They handled their business in the last game against the Chargers, a very good Chargers team. Herbert, all that. I mean, that was a heck of a game. Number 8, I got the New York Giants. They just keep winning, guys. I mean, it's hard for me. Really, at number 8, I mean, most people might have them higher, but I've got them right there at number 8 because the teams that I got ahead of them, if they played them on a neutral field, I got every one of them ahead of them right now. Number 9, I got the Dallas Cowboys. They drop a little bit to me. You lose to a Packers team like that. I mean, the Packers are not the Packers this year. And you gave up a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter to an Aaron Rodgers team without Devontae Adams. I can't get down with you right now. Number 10, the New York Jets, man. You know what I'm saying? They were on a bye week. People done forgot. But before they went on that bye week, they beat the Buffalo Bills. So that's my top 10 right now. What you got, Corey?
Our top 3 are the same. Eagles, number 1. Number 2, Vikings. They have the tiebreaker, so I have the same train of thought with you. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. It'd be easy, which a lot of pundits and a lot of these people are doing. They're putting the Chiefs number 1. I get it. Patrick Mahomes, like you said, MVP level, but they do have 2 losses. One of them's to the Bills. So let's keep that in mind. Number 4, you were not as high on this team as I was. I got the New York Giants at number 4, bro. 7-2. They play great defense. They still got a game breaker at running back in Saquon Barkley. And if Danny Dimes, he's slowly starting to figure this thing out. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. We run the ball good. We play good defense. If he keeps doing that, they're going to be a problem. Number 5, this team moved up a bunch in my rankings from last week. The Miami Dolphins. They still don't play enough good defense to me, but you can't sleep on what Tua has done with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, bro. That's becoming a scary tandem, threesome, whatever they got going on, bro. It's becoming a problem for the rest of the league, so I got to give
Yes.
them their props. Number 6, we agreed on this one, the Buffalo Bills. You took a loss to the Jets. You come back, you give up a 17-point lead to the Vikings. You can't even snap the ball out of your own end zone to secure the game. I mean, good Lord. They got some stuff to figure out. So they're my number 6. Number 7, Tennessee Titans. I forgot where you had them, but Tennessee's quietly doing what Tennessee does. They're playing close games. They beat the Broncos 17-10. It wasn't nothing sexy or spectacular. They ran the ball. They hit a big trick play with Tannehill. Nothing about them screams, hey, we're one of the best teams in the league. But you look up, and they're third in the AFC, I believe, or fourth.
That's fair.
So, number 8, the Baltimore Ravens. I still have reservations about them finishing games. I think they've solved some of it, but they played a weaker schedule since that 3-3 start that they had. Number 9, the New York Jets. Like you said, they're on a bye, but the last time we did see them, they beat the Buffalo Bills. To me, they have question marks on offense. They lost Breece Hall. They still have Michael Carter and James Robinson. But if you're going to beat anybody in the playoffs, you got to be able to convert on third down. Basically, it's Zach Wilson. How far is he going to come along between now and the playoffs? So I have him 9. And then number 10, the Cowboys, who were 5 last week in my rankings, dropped all the way down to number 10. It's unexcusable what they did. 14-point lead. It's never happened in their organization history. You're on the road in Lambeau. You have your foot on the Packers' throat, and you didn't step down on it. You let them come back, and you gave up 3 touchdowns to a rookie receiver who to be honest, hadn't done squat all year. And he was stunting on you, hitting backflips, counting out his touchdowns. Like, that's not a good look for you Cowboy fans. So they dropped down to number 10. It could have been easy for me to put the 49ers in there. I still have a big-time reservations about their
That was the
offense.
one. That was the one right there. I mean, I left the Titans out of mine. You left the 49ers out of yours. I'll explain why I left the Titans out of mine. Just simply because, man, they're boring to watch. I get tired of watching the Titans. They're just that classic ground and pound football team. You know what I'm saying? They're a Derrick Henry ankle twist away from just season going down the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
I can argue the same thing about the 49ers, dog. The same thing. It's just a boring team to watch. Unless Deebo Samuel does something completely spectacular, which is not going to happen every week.
But at least they got that. At least they got that, though. They have some playmakers around the field. The Titans literally have Derrick Henry and nobody else.
I watched the game against the Chargers. It was like 13-13 or 16-13 in the fourth quarter. Like, there's just nothing.
The Chargers are tough. Chargers are tough, man.
I understand that. Tough. I understand that. But you got IU. You got McCaffrey. You got Deebo Samuel. You got freaking Kittle. You got weapons.
Yeah.
Put it together. You shouldn't be just scoring 16 points. I don't care how tough the defense is. You got 4 players right there that can put the ball in the end zone at a whim like that if you get the ball in their hand. And to me, I just have reservations about that offense. The defense is stellar. It's a championship defense. Yeah. I'm not going to argue that. But this, 16 against the Chargers, like, dog, you gotta do more. And that's what scares me about them. I just don't trust them. But it's the same thing you could say about the Titans.
I was about to say, they're about the same. NFC, that's the NFC Titans or the 49ers, and the AFC 49ers or the Titans. That's just how that is. Those teams are like mirror images of each other as far as that goes. So, man, that makes a lot of sense, though. Great power rankings there. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we head on out of here?
Nah, other than the Lions, we're on a win streak, dog. 2-game win streak. We just beat the Bears in Soldier Field. Down 24-10. Win 31-30. It was a great weekend for my Lions, and I'm just happy about that. But, no, man, it was a good weekend in NFL football. I'm telling you guys, if you're watching right now, B Hill's going to give you the rundown on how to end this. But, guys, stick with us because we're going to be talking about what's about to happen in the next 6 weeks in the NFL is going to be something that's not been seen in a long time. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of shifting, and these power rankings are going to be flexible, ever moving. Teams are going to come up and do some things you haven't expected. Some of these teams that we're touting right now, some of these teams in the top 3, I'm willing to bet that some of them are going to fall into the 7, 8, 9 spots. So that's all I got to say.
Won't be my Vikings.
No, it won't be them. That was a warning. That was a warning to the Eagles and the Chiefs. Just saying.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm hoping that the second half of this season closes this thing out strong. You know what I'm saying? We're going into that stretch run here. So, got to keep continuing to get dubs, keep continuing to stack up dubs for my Vikings, and we'll be just fine. All we got to do is win, baby. I don't care if we win by 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. It don't matter to me one way or another. Something I do want you guys to hop down there in the comment section, though, our challenge question this week, or not really a challenge question. Give us your guys' top 5 teams right now in the NFL. Drop down there in the comments who you guys got as 1 through 5. Is it the same as ours? Does it differentiate from ours? Do you guys agree with where we were at? All that stuff. So, as always, guys, this is the House Divided. We just got done talking about our NFL matchups. I'm telling you guys, those matchups were some matchups that's just going to keep continuing to get better. If you guys like this content and you're still here with us, not only do we want you to smash that like button, that thumbs up button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, because if you're still here right now and you ain't subscribed, shame on you. That's all I got to say. So other than that, guys, as always, peace out over here from the House Divided, guys.
Peace.